system isn't already, just turn on the console.
Welcome to the AggroCast, the official podcast at AggroGamer.com. This is episode 38, and I'm your host, Michael Camacho. My co-hosts are Brian Bentley and Ben Wynn.
What's going on?
What's up?
Our special guest this week is none other than our very own managing editor, David Becker.
Hey, what's going on?
Ooh?
What's up?
No joking.
So, it's been a while since you've been on, David, about E3 time.
Yeah, about 2 months, right?
Yeah. So, how things have been going for you since then?
For the most part, everything's been going good. Just recently got over some weird little sick flu thing here, but didn't slow me down on anything. As you know,
Was it the swine
I'm a
flu?
workaholic.
You didn't catch it from, like, Justin or Jules, did you?
Not that I know of. I haven't talked to them, and I haven't actually physically been around them, and since before E3. So.
Oh, wow. Cool. So how's your week been going?
Like I said, just been busy finding all kinds of other random little tidbits, playing games, getting review things set up and all that.
Yeah.
Busy.
Yeah, I know how you feel. Alright, Ben.
Yes.
Let's hear it.
What? Dear what? Oh, dear God.
Let's hear
All right.
it.
You knew that was
Let's
coming.
hear it.
Okay, fine. This past week, I have been really busy with not only work, but also seeing this one girl right before I leave. And yes, we did do it. I think we did it yesterday, all right? So shut up. I don't want to hear
I
it.
hope she
I
doesn't
just want to
listen
let you
to
guys
this.
know that right now.
I hope she
Such
doesn't-
anger.
Yeah. Did you
Was it-
like
was
this
it
girl?
good?
Because it sounds like you're pissed.
Yeah.
No, I like her. I like her a lot. I'm just mad that, I finally meet someone that I really like in the area, and I'm about to move.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with long distance, damn it.
It's true.
Yes. True. It
So.
can work. It's
But yeah, I've been so busy. I couldn't even really do anything else at home. I come home like late at night and I just crash afterwards. So
Working hard to make that bed squeak.
yeah, pretty much. So,
God, that's great.
anyways,
I keep getting reasons to use that. Oh.
yeah, I'm pretty sure you have. Anyways,
Should
How
we
you
just
been,
get like
Brian?
a flop to use all the time? Just a little sound clip to play over and over?
Yeah, I gotta get that.
I'm surprised you even done it yet. Actually, to be honest with you.
I don't have time. It's more fun. It's funnier when I say it.
well, that's true.
So, Brian, how you been?
I've been pretty good. Actually, just came back from Chicago. We saw my
Ooh.
grandparents for their 60th anniversary.
Oh, wow, awesome.
So
Yay!
yeah, it was
Wow.
really awesome. Just they're still going. I give them a lot of credit. So
It's always good
Yeah.
to see something like that out there, with how many divorces there are nowadays.
exactly.
You hear that all the time, though, so that...
I'm a divorcee kid.
Every 5 seconds, there's a divorce happening.
It happened when I was 7.
So yeah, so it's just kind of something nice to see, and I get to see basically almost my entire family. So
Wow.
yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
that's like 70 or 80 people. It's just my extended family. So yeah, big family. So it was nice to see everyone. But other than that, I really haven't been doing much. Just working. You know how it is.
Yeah.
What about you, Mike?
I've been working a lot. Let's see. Talking to Nicola a lot.
How's it going there?
Good. Great. I think we are, as of this recording, 33 days away till she shows up. It's almost a
And
month
the
away.
countdown continues.
Yep. The countdown does continue every day, trust me.
Should
Other
we make a
than
little
that-
countdown clock for the site?
Yeah, we should
Put it right
actually,
there
we
up with the
should.
title.
Yeah, can we do that? Can we make a countdown clock?
No.
No.
We'll have
Yours is-
explosions
yours is
go off on the
awesome.
website.
You want a
everything
countdown clock, you can just look at Nicola's AIM away message and you'll see it.
Ben's just waiting for that Sunday after, so he could just.
Yes. Well, I don't know if he's going to want to because she may make an appearance that day.
I don't think that would stop you if it was if the other, she was on the other foot.
I
So
would not. I would not.
No. No, Nicola. No, I have a lot more respect than that.
Yeah, a lot
Unlike
more
Mike.
respect for her than me.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, like other than that, I've been working my ass off. I think this will be the third week in a row I'll have overtime, and I have another 4. No, I work next weekend too, so it'll be 4 weeks in a row.
Wow.
Yeah, just always working and always doing other things. That's about it. So why don't we get into what we've been playing? David, you are our guest tonight. You start.
So I gotta go first.
Yes.
I see how it is. Well, I've been one of the little ones I've just been playing in the sidelines is Prototype because it's just fun to go through and see how many different ways you could pick people up and throw them into buildings. I still have yet to actually finish the entire story. I think I'm like 2 missions away from ending it all, but I just get sidetracked doing it. So it's kind of like one of those little, I guess, was it guilty pleasures to go around and just slaughter humanity over and over.
Oh, that's one thing I love about the game. I love just going around. I love just jumping around the buildings, honestly. Trying to find as many orbs as I can.
Oh yeah, the parkour system, oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So, but outside of that, I've been playing Rock Band, the Country Pack, and all that stuff. Yeah, I know it's probably not the biggest thing for the gaming community, but it's there should be a review up on the website sometime in the next day or so for it. Because it's honestly that thing is if you're a country fan and a Rock Band fan, it makes the game perfect for you. Because I mean, the game already just placates to all of your metal fans, all you rock and alternative / emo people. So it's I've been playing that more for work, and it's been taking more of my time. The other one that's kind of been, it's another one of those little, it's for fun yet it's also for work. Is I actually got into Champions Online. Been playing their closed beta for that, and it's extremely closed. I don't think I've seen more than 700 people on all of their servers at one time.
Wow.
And that game is what City of Heroes and City of Villains should have been. It's
nice.
It is amazing. Like the character customization is exactly what you would expect it to be.
Yeah. Somebody's vibrator's going off.
Oh, that's my phone.
Okay.
Always busy and ringing. Let me move that away. But it's definitely what it should have been. I mean, the customization, it's a little more souped up than what City of Heroes, City of Villains had. It gives you it's all done in the cell shading, so you kind of get a little more interesting, I guess, final products when you actually build your characters. But you can really make anything you want. Like I made a character on there called T-Rex that I gave him the huge body and everything, and you can give him little tiny T-Rex arms with the customization.
Oh dear God!
Yeah, it's some of the stuff you could make on it's absolutely hilarious, and it's a fun game. And I'm not sure exactly how much I'm allowed to actually talk about and all that, but there's been some good things, some bad things. Like the weird bad thing about it is you can't actually level up your character until you reach about level 5, level 6. Like you can't add anything to your character. Whatever you get from character creation, you're kind of stuck with that. And the whole thing is there's like this huge alien invasion going on, and everything's shut down until you finished whatever you need to do to open up headquarters and all that stuff. And by then you've done enough missions and killed enough enemies to where you're level 5, level 6, and then you can start leveling up and stuff like that. It's kind of weird to have it that way, because right now in the beta I think you can only go to like level 20. So you're about a quarter of the way through the game before you can actually even purchase your first extra power.
Wow.
So, but outside of that, everything, it handles great. It looks great. It's actually got me more and more interested in actually playing MMOs. I'm just not a big MMO fan, but
okay. So you said it's supposed to be something that City of Villains and City of Heroes should have been.
Oh, it's made by Cryptic, which was part of the combined force for City of Heroes and City of Villains. Yes. And what they did was, I know this was originally supposed to be the Marvel MMO, and then Marvel took their licensing away, but left everything in Cryptic's hands, like all the coding and all that stuff. So they took it and they went with a different franchise, Champions, which is a tabletop role-playing game and all that stuff, and then added that game's history and world and mythology and all that stuff, and then they essentially it's just a new superhero MMO. And the reason I say it's what City of Heroes and City of Villains should have been is it adds all of those extra features players of those games have been asking for and stuff like that, like swinging. Teleportation in it is a lot better than what it is in City of Heroes. Like what ends up happening, and I'm not sure how they get it, is you press teleport, everything in the game world freezes for you, and you're able to run to wherever you want to be, and then after 5 seconds, or you can cancel it at any time, everything speeds back up to where you're at, and everybody else just sees your character vanish one spot, appear in another spot, but you actually get to control the exact location you actually teleport to.
Nice.
And then the flight mechanic is actually linked to however you built your character, because there's just one flight power, but if your character has wings, the wings actually flap and you move around like that. But if you don't have wings and you have a rocket pack, your rocket pack actually is mechanically functioning and all that stuff to make you fly. So they kind of they really went into detail and all that stuff, and with all of your customization options and everything.
Nice.
So how's the gameplay? How's the quest line and whatnot? Is there like some sort of storyline to it, or you can't talk about that?
I don't think I could talk about that. I'm still waiting for the official, what I can and can't talk about. But as of right now, it's a storyline that falls in line with some of the world history of the game world from the tabletop version and all the other mythologies around it. So I mean, if you're a fan of the Champions tabletop game, you'll pretty much hop in and you'll understand what's going on. If not, they do explain what's going on. It is kind of like going to like a superhero movie that's done well. If you're a fan of the comic or the whatever, you'll get all the little tiny hints and all that stuff, the little fan extras they add in there.
Yeah.
But if you're not, they put enough in there to go, well, here's the explanation.
Nice.
But look for it definitely. I'll get more information out there and reviews and whatever I can after I get the full disclosure agreement down.
It's no problem. Brian, why don't you go into what you've been playing?
Yeah, definitely. Well, of course, on top of Lord of the Rings Online, I got to the final boss on Valkyria Chronicles, and he pretty much torched me.
Yeah.
That was fun. So I got to go back in and do that. Take him on up. Besides that, I got some Fat Princess in. I finished the single player.
That's not nice. Don't call your girl that.
Oh, that's
I kid.
Wow.
It's all jokes. Come on.
But I did do the entire single player, and kind of just going off of what Rachel said last week. She's right. It's really short. It's all of a sudden you just get to this point, and you're like, all right, and now it's over.
But are the trophies tied to both single player?
There was only one trophy I received for finishing the game.
The
single cake
player?
Is not a lie. Yeah.
The cake is not a lie.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So
I want
that. So everything else is online. The nice thing is a lot of the trophies, at least the ones I've gone through, are all related to eventually, like, you don't have to do some crazy wild thing, like if you get enough kills doing this, or you feed enough cake to the princess, so many calories, you'll get a trophy. Like,
nice.
It's more of builds over time rather than, kill 5 guys with, they have a couple of those, like kill 6 guys in 1 second.
Yeah.
So if you have like an area of effect attack, you can effectively kill a bunch of guys. But I started going through some of the statistics, and they have about 16 pages worth of statistics. My personal favorite is how many guys I've ganked, because you can fly into their castle, and I just start destroying everybody as they respawn. It's fantastic. It's a really good feeling inside. Someone shows up, they're just a villager, and you're just like, pa-pow! What up?
Griefing already?
Yep. It's not really griefing. I mean, it is, but it really isn't, because it's so easy. Like, you get triple teamed, like, right after you do the first guy, and then all of a sudden everyone's on top of you.
Oh, okay.
So, it's not horrible. But, so that's pretty much it. Other than that, it just, I've been busy with work and stuff, so.
Yeah. So, Ben, what have you been playing in your busy week?
With the limited time that I really had this week, Played a little bit of EVE Online.
Yeah, the non-squeaking time.
Yeah. Yeah. Besides that, no, I played a little bit of EVE Online. Just trying to get my money back up so I can actually, be relevant again in the game. Getting new skills and whatnot, learning the mechanics of the game again, because they've changed so much since the last time I actually played it. Like really, really, played it. Played a little bit of Team Fortress 2, and I'm going through the hard campaign in Gears of War 2. So
How you liking Gears 2 campaign?
it's a lot harder than just a normal mode and whatnot. And then of course I played a little bit of this and that here and there. So I think one of them that you actually have on yours, I actually downloaded and played a little bit also. So
Cool.
we'll get to that. So what have you been playing?
Let's see. I'll start off in how long I've been playing, from the shortest to the longest. Started off with Tales of Monkey Island Episode 1. I've been playing it on the 360, and I'm kind of regretting buying it on the 360.
Really?
Why is that?
Yeah.
For a point-and-click adventure game, it really sucks at doing a controller. Like, I don't know, I'm not enjoying it because of the mechanics through the controller. I wish I had gotten it off Steam or something like that, but I don't want to spend the $10 again. So I'm kind of screwed. So I started playing a little bit of that, and then I was supposed to follow this guy to a forest and through the forest, and because of the mechanics, it kind of slowed me down, and now I lost him, and he's like, I can't walk through the forest without a map or a guide. I'm like, motherfucker. So I just gave up. And every fact I read didn't really say anything else except for the follow the guy. I was like, yeah, thanks, assholes. Then I played some of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade, the reshelled edition.
That's the one I've got too. So
The graphics are nicely upgraded into a 3D. It plays just like the old arcade version. It took a bit to get used to, but it's a lot of fun, and I look forward to doing like the co-op with friends online and playing through.
That's the arcade one that they turn into a 3D side-scroller game, right?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, it's definitely fun as hell. I mean, I was playing through as Donatello to start off, and just having a blast with it.
Now, do you think it's a good game for game night?
No, because it's only 4 players. And it's kind of hard to pull off 4-player games that aren't like Uno or whatnot. I wouldn't really want to do a game night, because if, like, it'd kind of suck if you only had, like, I don't know, if you had teams of 3 or something like that. I'd rather have full teams of 4, but, it'd just be kind of like Left 4 Dead if I did a game night of it. It would just be like 100 points each for showing up, because I couldn't give somebody for winning the whole game night the prize of 500 points. Pwn points, I should say, for those who may be listening for the first time.
See, I thought the controls was a little on the weird side. I don't know why. It
took a second to get used to.
Yeah, I mean, it just felt unnatural for a little bit, and then afterwards, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
So.
Once you get used to it, I mean, because you're used to playing with an arcade stick. But the analog stick does a good job of controlling, of course. And I had fun with it a lot. I mean, it's not exactly easy. But then again, the arcade game was never an easy game.
No,
Right.
it wasn't.
Other than that, been playing Splosion Man, which Rachel alluded to last week, which is basically like a puzzle game where you get 3 explosions. You can explode up to 3 times before you have to cling onto a wall or land on the floor. But you're trying to maneuver through these levels, and there's different obstacles, whether you're trying to jump up walls or dodge lasers, water, other things. It's fun, but I have been really frustrated by the checkpoints. I'll get all the way close towards the end before the next checkpoint, and it'll be a pretty good ways and then I'll die and I have to go all the way back. And when that happens like 5, 6, 10 times in a row, it gets really old. And I wish they had been a little more forgiving with the checkpoints. That's my only complaint. But that makes me frustrated. Each time I've played it, I've hit a point where I'm just like, screw this, and I have to put it down before I get really angry at the game. But it's cool how they do the achievements and unlockables. I mean, I got an achievement for watching the credits. I got an achievement for changing the controls, except every control is explode. That's all every button is, but you get an achievement. But you also go through and you unlock things like gamer pictures, clothes or accessories for your avatar. So it's the first game to do it, which is awesome. So it's nice to see that being added into games now, and I hope more games take advantage of that. That's all I've been playing, but I want to speak real quick on the, speaking of the avatar thing. I got into the little beta. I don't know if we discussed this on a recent episode.
I think so.
Was this for the new
360 update.
Yeah, the 360 update.
I got to see the Avatar store. The prices to me are a little much. It's like $1 a T-shirt, but some things are like $2.
That's about the same prices that you find in the PlayStation Home stores.
Yeah. Now, I was tempted to get the steampunk outfits for my girl, but decided against it because I was like, I just can't see myself spending that money when I can get something like a song for Rock Band for the same price.
And see, that's one thing I've never understood for like those like the Avatar type systems, why they charge you to have your little extra cool T-shirts and stuff like that. It doesn't really add to a game. It always confused me on why people would actually pay money for those things.
Because people want to look different and to be unique amongst their friends list, because they know a lot of people won't. But the few people that will, like I hear Home is making a good amount of money.
Oh yeah, they're making a killing, and that boggles my mind.
Yeah.
Like I always go in there when there's free shit. Like I want to go get that coffin couch.
Yeah, I still gotta find somebody to sit through those clips for myself. I can't stand watching anything that guy does.
I agree, but I'll just turn it on then go do something else.
Yeah. I'll just flip back from my setting to watch PS3, and I'll just go back to the TV and I'll watch it.
Exactly.
I'll watch TV while I wait for it to finish.
So, but no, and then the Netflix thing, I haven't tried the party thing yet, where you can watch a movie with other people at the exact same time.
Did you get to check out the essentially games on demand section?
I looked at it. It's cool, but I'm not gonna pay. I want the physical property.
I was kind of curious to see what your take on it would be, because it's essentially what I've heard you rant and rave about, digital distribution, all that stuff.
I'm not a fan of it. If people want to do that, honestly, I'd rather just put the game from the disc I have onto there and keep the disc and have it load faster. But I don't know. The games that are on there, most of them are cheap enough now where I can get them cheaper than their download thing, especially through GooseX.
Mm-hmm.
So if people want to do it, hey, go for it. I mean, it's good for those people who don't want to own physical property anymore. But for me, there's no collector thing in it. I'm basically paying to download a file, and once the 360 is dead and gone, there's no promise that they're going to keep or allow you to re-download that.
Yeah, exactly.
On the next console. At least with this, if they do backwards compatibility, I have a disc I can put in there. Or I can just buy another 360. So, I do like the fact that now on Netflix, if I'm watching a movie or a TV show, it shows up in my friends list of what I'm watching. Before it would just say watching a movie or watching a TV show, which I always thought was kind of lame, because I was like, why can't they see what I'm watching? So, definitely cool. Definitely got to say it comes out in 2 days, I believe. The official
something
launch
like that.
is the 11th. which I believe includes the Twitter and Facebook as well. Just what I need, another thing to keep me attached to Twitter.
Yeah.
As if I'm not all on there enough as it is. So, so that's it for the 360 beta. I mean, that's what I've seen so far and messed with. Can't wait to see the full release when it happens. But on that note, why don't we move on to the bargain bin? Once again, David, you are the guest. You will start us off.
All right. My choice is I'm huge into the rhythm games, Rock Band, Guitar Hero, and all that stuff. So Ultimate Band at Best Buy is now only $9.99. And for those who don't know, it's kind of a Disney version of Rock Band. It's got a bunch of family-friendly type songs and all that stuff. It's uses the Wiimote and the nunchuck to play all the songs and all that stuff. So I don't think there's any need to buy guitar controllers or anything like that. You can just buy the game and play from there. So it's another little tiny fun thing to play on the Wii with your family if you don't want to do Rock Band or anything like that with some of the more suggestive type songs.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I've never really looked into the game. Is it only on the Wii?
Yeah, it's only on the Wii.
Okay.
And Wii and DS.
Oh, okay.
The DS has a few songs that the Wii doesn't have, and the Wii has songs that the DS.
Yeah. Not bad.
All right.
Interesting. Hold on real quick. I always like to get the GooseX prices for those out there who... I know a lot of our listeners are GooseX people, so... Let's see...
Yeah, at least 4 of the 6 of them are.
Hey now. I have a lot more than that. Actually, yeah, that's a better price than the GooseX one, which is 400 points, which is about the equivalent of $20. So, definitely gotta agree. Pick it up for $10. It seems like a pretty good bargain. Brian, what is your pick for this week?
Yep. Lego Indiana Jones, the original series or whatever it's called, original adventures on the 360 is $10 on Amazon, and so that's down from 50. So,
wow,
yeah.
For those who may not have bought a 360 recently and didn't get it with it, that's definitely a good pickup. It's a fun game. For those wondering, the GooseX prices, depending on what system you want, they all range between 200 and 400 points. 360 version is actually only 200 points. $10, basically.
Yep. So, same price on Amazon.
Yep. So if you have a good amount of GooseX points and would rather spend those, go for it.
There you go.
Mr. Bin.
What's up?
Bargain bin. No pun intended.
I'm laughing so hard right now. Anyways, mine is Soul Calibur 4 to 360. You can get it at $17.99 at the GameStop. Brand new, actually. Price drop was from $19.99, so $2 less, but you can't beat that. It's $18. So
cheaper than the GooseX price, which is $22.50 basically.
Yeah, for some odd reason, the price doesn't drop for the PS3 version, only the 360. So I'm like, all right. I mean, it's definitely, if you enjoy Soul Calibur or anything like that, it's definitely a pickup. So, I mean, I don't have the game, but I used to play the Soul Caliburs for the Dreamcast and whatnot, and I thought those were awesome.
I gotta recommend Soul Calibur 4 actually. I played it on both systems and I absolutely love the game. It's my style of fighting game. It's more fluid. I like the fact that there's weapons involved. I guess that's one
Women
of my
have less clothes.
Yeah. Well, see, I'm not really a Ivy fan or even a Taki fan. I like Taki, but Talim's my favorite, and she's pretty close, so. But no, I think the game just plays a lot smoother and more fluid than a lot of the games coming out in recent months, like Street Fighter 4 or King of Fighters 12, that are 3D as well. So I definitely have to recommend that. I mean, you can't go wrong with it.
No, you can't. Not for that price, especially brand new. No. So.
All right. My bargain bin is a title that a lot of people are weary of, but I had a lot of fun with it. It's Stranglehold for the 360. You can get it for about $10 and 45 cents on Amazon. It's basically kind of a sequel to the Hard Boiled movie featuring Chow Yun-fat, directed by John Woo, and John Woo actually kind of directed this game along with Chow Yun-fat starring in it, and it features the same type of choreography that John Woo has featured in all his movies from his Hong Kong days, and I always found it a lot of fun. And it's a good pickup at $10, especially. If you want to go even cheaper, you can get it for $1.50. Excuse me, 150 points on GoozeX, which is about $7.50, or get the collector's edition for 200 points, which really isn't worth it on the 360 as much as it is on the PS3. The PS3 version actually includes on the collector's edition the original Hard Boiled movie on the disc. But definitely, either way, the game itself, you gotta play it. It's a lot of fun. The multiplayer is kind of forgettable, but the rest of the game itself, I always had a blast with it. Well, that's it for the bargain bins this week. Hope this has helped people out there find some titles they'd like to check out. As always, check back every week for our next bargain bin titles, and who knows, we may surprise you with a game title that we found pretty cheap. Alright, Pwn Game Night news. The results of our Resistance 2 night. Well, there wasn't a Resistance 2 night. It was basically me and Marielli were the only ones who showed up.
Yeah. I was going to be there,
hold on.
but... okay.
Let me finish. Brian decided to say fuck everybody and not show up. Had to get that in before you said the real reason.
Jeez.
All right.
No, the real reason is I stuck the game in, and I didn't think about beforehand that I would have needed to download a client. So I said, okay, I'm going to be a little late. So I stick I'm like, all right. So it starts downloading, and everything's going well, and then it says it's finished. I'm like, all right, good job. And then I click the game, and it tells me your client's out of date. It needs to download the patch. I'm like, I just did that. So I'm like, oh, okay, and it started downloading it again. And it downloaded all over again, and then it said, all right, it's downloaded. And then I said, okay, and I loaded up the game, and it said, you need to download the patch. And I'm like, okay. So I haven't figured out exactly what I need to do, but I'm going to go on to my Resistance side.
Just downloaded it?
It downloaded, and then it said, file installation complete.
Weird.
Now, and then it went back to the main menu.
I wonder, does it keep showing different versions, though? Because there's been a lot of patches, and I don't know if it does it in order.
I don't know.
Resistance 2 has actually had quite a few patches. Probably 3, 4, or 5 at this point.
That's a good question. I don't have an answer to that. I just assume that if... Yeah, it would just patch it all up at once.
Yeah, but this is... PS3 tries to emulate the PC, but never does a good job.
Right. So, yeah.
Yeah, but...
So I didn't make it.
Yeah, don't worry. It really didn't happen anyway. So you didn't miss much. No,
but it would be nice if we can get some PS3 game nights going, you know?
I agree. Trust me, it's hard to even want to consider keep doing it when we keep having the problems we have with attendance. I'm going to be honest. I'll keep putting them up there, but we'll see.
Well, hey, you know, if Pwn wasn't such a 360 fanboy outlet.
There's actually, you know what?
True.
That's not the problem. A lot of the PS3 owners keep asking for PS3 nights, and I put them up, and they don't show up. So it's like... That's why people keep thinking it's a 360 outlet, because nobody fucking shows up for that shit.
Well, I think what we need to do is maybe put it in the forums, like, you know, for all the PS3 fans out there, or owners out there, actually, that what game do you want to see for the PS3 for game nights?
Well, even when we had Killzone 2, I think the most we had was 8 people.
Yeah, but that was horrible, though.
Yeah, but it had the most... Well, that and Resistance 2 have been the ones who have always brought in the most people. I'll probably get Killzone 2 again, just so we can have game nights for it.
Wow, did I just hear that? You're actually gonna pick it up again?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know why, but probably. But nah, as for the nights coming up, if this episode gets up in time, Monday night at 9 p.m. is Gears of War 2, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Gears of War 2. Wednesday is a special, as always, a special 2-hour game night. For the 360, it's Burnout Paradise from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern. That's 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific. And next Saturday is our Call of Duty 4 on the 360. That's always fun. Got to show up for the knife fights. You will not be disappointed.
I unfortunately would not be there.
You suck.
Fired.
Exactly.
I'm going to be in California by then.
Where's your 360?
I'm not going to have it by then.
Mm-mm.
It's actually the day of the Sumpy LA meet.
Yeah, Soupy does not come before us. Fuck Soupy.
Wow.
Well, if people from Soupy actually listen to this, which I doubt they do. I was just joking. But, yeah, so show up for those if you want. You get 50 pwn points just for showing up. For winning, except for Burnout Paradise, which is 100 points for showing up because there's no actual winner, as we're just running around crashing into each other for 2 hours. I do want to suggest to anybody who's looking to play the Burnout Paradise night, buy the island. I know you're going to be like, why the fuck do I have to buy the island? But trust me, the fact that you won't have the island, you'll probably be just roaming around the city by yourself. What happened last time is everybody who had the island moved to the island and never came back off. And the one person without it was kind of just driving around.
No, because you guys were over there. I'm like, and okay, I finally reached to the gate, and they're like, "Oh, you need to download the island." I'm like, "Oh, son of a bitch!" So I'm like, "Fine, confirm, buy more Microsoft points, download the island, go over there, and find out that everyone had cars that I could not even touch or destroy."
That's the beauty of it.
So I'm sitting there, I'm like, "This is freaking bullshit." So
That was fun anyway.
yeah, for you guys.
Oh, come on. You had fun anyway.
Yeah, driving backwards and just watching everyone pass by me when they're trying to hit me.
Hey, as long as you have fun, that's all that matters. I'm actually getting that for Nicola soon. So she'll be joining us hopefully by next month. Also, I don't think I said it, but if you win the COD4 or the Gears of War 2 night, you actually get 500 pwn points for winning.
Good luck with that.
And let's see.
Is there still the bounties out?
No, there's no bounties. We actually haven't had any constant winners lately. But that's about it. Our discussion of the week. Kind of an odd one for us, as we rarely go into a PC game discussion. But I thought this is interesting due to some recent developments on the game. The upcoming MMO from NCSoft, Aion. Basically what we're going to do is discuss this. Is it the WoW killer in its own world, meaning it's not worried about taking down WoW, or is it just another MMO dud? To start it off, for those who don't know, Aion is a new PvP versus E. I really don't know what that really means until I play it, but game running off the Crytek engine. For those who don't know, that's the engine that powers Crysis. And it's coming out in September. It seems to be generating a lot of buzz. The collector's editions are actually selling out at most stores. GameStop and EB Games are completely sold out of pre-orders. Best Buy's doing a first come first serve because there's so much demand for it on the collector's edition. Amazon took too many orders and have now had to cancel some, pissing off a lot of people. Personally, I've had to pre-order at 2 locations, newegg.com and GoGamer.com, hoping that one of them will come through.
What about the one on Steam? Have you heard anything about that? I'm looking at right now, $60.
Yeah.
Collector's edition.
That's $60. The thing is, you don't get all the physical stuff you get with the actual one in stores. You don't get the figure. You don't get, I believe it's soundtrack. Don't quote me on that. I don't have it up in front of me. I can look it up. But yeah, GoGamer, I believe, had an Aion Madness sale recently. I'll tell you in a second. Ooh, yeah. But yeah, Aion seems like it's going to be a pretty sweet game in my opinion. I'm normally not one for MMOs, but for some reason this game has caught my attention even as far back as PAX of last year. Okay, here's the pre-order. Here's the collector's edition. It includes a 6.5-inch hand-painted figurine of the Asmodean warrior goddess, the official soundtrack CD, a full-color poster, and the map of the world of Atreya, quick reference card, 30 days of play, along with exclusive in-game items, including wing set with stat boost, exclusive color die, 2 emotes, exclusive collector's edition title with stat boost. You'll also get into Aion beta events, Head Start program, pre-selection. You'll be able to select your character and legion names in advance of the game going live, and pre-order only in-game items of Black Cloud Hat, Lotus Amulet, and Ancient Ring of Power, which come with not just the collector's edition, but both regular and collector's. But here's the thing, like I said, the collector's has been selling out everywhere for a game that's another MMO, which, I'm sure a lot of people have been weary of, considering many different ones have come and gone, or basically found their niche, but that's about it, and they've had to close most servers, and they're just running on probably, 5 to 10 servers total on some of these. So I guess the real question is to everyone here, Brian, Ben, David, do you guys think this is going to be something that takes down WoW, or do you think they're trying to make their own MMO and not really worry about the WoW crowd because they know they're going to be there regardless? Or do you think this is just going to be another flop?
Well, I actually got to play about 4 or 5 hours of it with their weird beta thing they did for the Comic-Con or whatever.
Yeah.
And honestly, it didn't wow me at all. It seemed like just another MMO. The fantasy style in it'll be the big catch towards it. It'll catch all the fans of the style of the characters and the kind of the story and all that stuff behind it. But outside of that, I really don't think it's. I guess it could be a WoW in its own world. It's not there to actually compete with WoW, but take its own audience and become a WoW of a different sorts, I guess.
Cool. Brian, do you have any thoughts?
I think, I haven't been able to play it yet, but from the screenshots, it looks really beautiful. It looks something that just pops to the eye, especially with the Crytek engine. It's not going to go wrong with that, visually. I just wonder, how they're going to make it work and how people are going to jump on it, or is it going to be like every other game where the WoW people go over to it for about a month and then they just give up and go back to WoW?
Yeah. I don't know. Ben, you're definitely our MMO guru. You've played a lot of different MMOs. What's your take on the game or what you've heard of it?
I've heard from different sources that it's like, oh, it's gonna beat WoW, and it's there's nothing like it, and blah blah blah, and all this stuff. And for me, after looking at the screenshots, it's like, okay, sure, it looks pretty, Sure, you're flying and stuff, but I I think what they're doing is they're gonna go with it their own little worlds. Like what we're gonna try to generate our own fan base, and we're gonna do it in a more unique way, unlike all the other MMOs like Warhammer, Conan Online, and a bunch of other ones. You know, I know there's Star Wars coming out. They already have their fan base. People are gonna go get that regardless. I think what Aion is gonna do is okay. Here's this product. This is something new, something unique. It's gonna be outside of WoW and whatnot, and we'll see how it go. I guess they're just gonna wait and see how well it's gonna go. To be honest with you, I don't think it's gonna be a flop. I think it's gonna be successful. Might be mildly successful at least. But I don't think they want to try to fight the WoW crowd. There might be actually, I think there might be players from WoW that might go to Aion because it's something new, something different, and it's not the same thing, same reputation over and over again like WoW has become within the past couple of years. So,
yeah. Well, I think one thing I've noticed is NCSoft hasn't come out and pushed their game as that WoW killer. They've been trying to push themselves as a unique product, which, I'll be honest, is one thing that definitely catches my attention, because I was just tired of everyone saying, oh, we're going to take on WoW, and we're going to be the next one to be the next big thing. No, WoW's too huge. You got to focus on your own shit and not worry about taking out WoW. I think that's one of the things that hurt Warhammer Online, Age of Conan. I mean, Age of Conan realized real quickly you can try to be so different and think that you'll beat WoW that you're not really going to, and they pretty much got Rochambeau'd on that one.
Well, they kind of screwed themselves on that as well, though, because they, like, the first 20 levels of the game were actually really, really cool, and then they just kind of gave up after that. It's like once you got to like level 21 or whatever, that's when the game started sucking for Age of Conan. They were hoping they'd hook enough people, but
yeah, I personally think Aeon's going to be cool in the fact that at level 10 you get your wings, but it's not just traveling in Aion. You're actually going to be able to have combat in flight, which adds more to it, I believe. They also claim there's going to be quest exploration and harvesting as well. Another thing is, they claim to have a very in-depth customization system for your character, which, if anybody knows me, one thing I can't fucking stand about WoW, and even though I love playing Neo Steam from time to time, everybody looks the same.
You're going to be let down then.
Why? Well, have you
played
seen
around
the
with the
full thing, or is it just...
I saw what they had for the beta, and for the... Because they were essentially doing a stress test for what their thing from Comic-Con. And I was not overly thrilled with their customization options.
I mean, do you think it's just because of the beta?
It could be. I hope it's just for the beta if they're going to try to push customization as one of their big things, because they're like, when you compare it to other NCSoft titles, this one was probably the least customizable altogether. Like, I mean, yeah, you got the sliders for the face. You could change all sorts of little things. You could change a few things on the body, but to when I with the amount of time I got to play around with it, what they showed in the beta just does not equal what they're talking and hyping.
Hopefully, the full game will be more, because for me, I definitely look forward to that. That was one of the things we talked about with APB when we saw it at E3. The customization of that game's like, well, that's on a whole nother level. I don't want to compare any game to that one, because APB is just fucking ridiculous with how much
when you compare it to like games like City of Heroes, City of Villains, where you had a ton of customization options out the gate. But like I said, I just didn't see that much customization in Aion.
What about compared to other fantasy genre?
Oh, compared to WoW and stuff like that, it has definitely more customization.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was going to say there's barely any customization at all in WoW.
Yeah, that was my problem. I hate looking like everybody else. It just gets old. It's like you're not really creating a character. You're just another person who looks like everybody else.
At least it's starting out once you start, but
yeah,
that's a whole different side of issues.
Yeah. And now, Aion also says you're going to have item and crafting customization. So I wonder if you're going to be able to make your clothes or accessories look different as well.
Well, see, they sort of have that in World of Warcraft. You become a a blacksmith,
Yeah.
and you have like two different branches off of that. You'd be an armor smith or a weaponsmith. You know, you're making different weapons and whatnot, but they all look the same generally. It's like after a while, Blizzard just gets lazy. I'm like, oh, here's the same skin, just different colors.
Yeah.
That's pretty much about it.
Yep.
So, I mean, what I want to see in a game is if I'm going to be a blacksmith and I'm making a weapon, I want that weapon to be that looks different than all the drop items that comes along in the game. So that's what I want to see, especially in the armor. If I'm making an armor, it's got to look different than the one that drops. I don't want the same skin because everyone looks the same, just different colors.
Yeah, I agree completely. Trust me.
Yep.
Now, here's one thing that kind of bugs me. And I know they're doing it because everybody charges this, but their monthly fee is going to be $15 a month. And I know everybody charges $15 a month. My question is, why can't an MMO come out and say, you know what? We're going to charge only $10 a month. We're going to be $5 less than everybody else. I mean, am I the only one that's missing this marketing strategy that you could be like, hey, we're just a little bit cheaper, and we're just as good of a game, if not better?
It's because they know people will pay $15 a month.
Yeah.
I
It's
think,
like that's pretty much Dave is right. I mean, it's basically like for some reason they figured out that $15 a month is like this magic number that people are willing to pay, and now everyone just does that because they know, like, even if they had it for 10, the amount of extra people that would join is not as much as the people who would just pay the $15 anyway.
I agree, but I think that's one of the things that hurts the ones been out so far is because everybody's like, for $15 a month, yeah, I could play any MMO out there, or I could go back to the one that everybody plays, WoW. And I think that's one of the things that helps push WoW a little more. It's like, we're the best game at the same price as everyone else.
Yeah.
Nobody's really trying to push this, hey, we're just a little cheaper. Come play with us, you know?
Yeah. Well, Lord of the Rings Online, you have to catch them, like, it's like they do it once or twice a year. They'll drop it. You can sign up for $10.
Yeah.
$10 a month if you do, like, a 3-month stint.
Yeah.
Well, it just seems like they're mostly going, you can either pay $15 or now the other one is, it's free, but you have microtransactions.
Yeah.
It's like the two options they give you, really.
Now, I wonder if they're going to do what Lord of the Rings Online does, which is a lifetime subscription.
Champions Online has a lifetime subscription. Is that right, David?
Yeah, they have a really good one if you're a Star Trek fan, as well as a superhero fan, which I don't know why you wouldn't be, I guess. Both fans of both, but yeah.
But, yeah, what is it, like $500?
It's $200 for a lifetime.
Really? How much was Lord of the Rings Online?
$200.
See, I think if I found myself really enjoying Aion, I'd want like a lifetime membership. Because within, a year, I'd probably already almost be at that $200.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and it's nice to have the lifetime membership just for the simple fact that, like I took a 4-month break and I didn't feel guilty about it. Wasn't like, well, I better cancel my account so I can sign up again later and, all that. No, I just stopped playing and then I just pick the game back up whenever I feel like it.
See, that's awesome. Like, I know WoW will never do that.
See, if World of Warcraft had something like that, people would eat that up. But I think the main reason why they didn't do it that way is because I believe, in my opinion, if they did it that way, okay, that's $200 out of someone's pocket. Okay, that's it. That's done. Yeah. Instead of having that person pay the constant $15 per month every month, so they can rank in the avenue instead of just, okay, here's the $200, and we're not going to see any more money from this guy ever again.
Yep.
Well, I think the lifetime membership thing is probably a better way to entice people to stick around for a long time.
Yeah.
So if you have that in there, you're going to get a lot of people go, well, I'm just going to pay my lifetime fee and not have to worry about it like you guys were saying. But I think probably like 2 years in, they'll probably just start to phase that out. So since essentially now you're going to have a constant player base, because you have these people who are lifetimers, they have friends and so forth. Now they'll just phase that out. So now then they'll just start charging the $15 a month and give you that option, or like the 3 or 4 month packages, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think it's just a way to grab the initial audience. And if they only last a year, they already made $200 off somebody who had got to play the game for a year. If they last as long as WoW has had, they'll probably go, well, we could have made more money doing it this way.
Yeah.
Then again, if any MMO today lasts as long as WoW has been going, I don't think they'd care. They'd just be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe this is still going. Let's keep it rolling here."
Yeah,
EVE Online is one of them. Actually, it came out before WoW.
Yeah.
My character is nearly close to, I think, either close or nearly 6 years old. And I just reactivated my account, and it's still $15 a month.
Wow.
To play that game.
Crazy.
So, actually, let's see, I have a
Which
widget
game?
on EVE Online.
Oh, EVE Online.
Yeah, I have a widget on my desktop for the skills that I have for training and how many days and minutes and seconds it's got left until it's done. I think I just finished like a 8-day training, like sometime early today. So,
Wow.
So I mean, that was the one thing I like about EVE. It was just like almost like a sandbox type MMO. There wasn't no different servers. It was pretty much one server. Everyone's in it, and there's so much you can do to it. It's just that at the time, right before I joined WoW, I was getting burnt out of it because it felt like a second job because I was a high council member, and then every Sunday I had like alliance meetings. So we were using TeamSpeak. And there was like literally like 20, 25 people in the channel and talking politics talking about the game's politics for like the next 2 hours. What did I do? I would be in the channel, and then I took a nap. Because at that point I'm like, you know what? It's the same thing week after week. I don't want to hear it. I'm just gonna take a nap. So I would leave it on, mute it down, and I just slept.
Now, here's a question. If Aion becomes as big as the hype may seem, because there's been a lot of games been hyped, but I don't think any have really seen this since WoW that Aeon's been receiving. Do you think Blizzard will be forced to put out something completely different the next time around to try to compete?
Yeah.
Well, supposedly there's supposed to be like some sort of new IP coming out from Blizzard at BlizzCon.
Is it an MMO?
Well,
Yep.
no one knows.
Oh, I thought that's what they keep on the website. They keep calling it the new IP MMO.
Well, if it is going to be a new MMO, is it going to be a brand new one, or is it going to be based off of either the Diablo series or the StarCraft series? Because really, they got to do something different.
Well, they said new IP, right?
Yeah.
So that's not going to be anything they currently have.
Well, unless it's changed up to like, what is it, 64% is a legally different product.
Oh, yeah.
So if you look at World of Warcraft compared to World of Warcraft 3, it's changed just enough to where it could be considered a new IP.
Do you think they'd make a Diablo MMO, though? Would it really matter compared to what they already have?
Yeah, how is that different?
Yeah, I don't think...
The story in Diablo would be unique enough to have an MMO, but I don't think it would be big enough for everyone to enjoy.
I don't see them doing StarCraft MMO because they've already come out and said they don't have plans for it right now. So why say you don't have plans for it and then announce it at BlizzCon?
To make it a bigger announcement.
Yeah, but it's going to take away from StarCraft 2 itself, and they're not going to do that.
Oh yeah, if they ever make one, it won't be until after they've finished releasing all 3 of the StarCraft 2 things.
Exactly. I mean, they would have to announce it sometime if they do announce a StarCraft MMO, it wouldn't be this year. It would probably be for like next year or something after the game was released.
Yeah.
Which I'm still waiting for, but can't believe it's been pushed back again. Damn you, Blizzard!
You're fine.
Ah,
You're not
sucker.
missing anything important.
Just want to beat some Korean in the game.
Yeah, you'll never do that.
Which will never happen. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
you
Oh,
just
well.
got pwned.
It's
Yeah,
worth a try, though. It's
Beating
worth
a
a try.
Korean in StarCraft is like trying to outjump a fence against a Mexican.
oh, wow. The class plus right now.
It's like trying to outstab a Puerto Rican.
I think I can actually outstab a Puerto Rican, but that's...
I doubt it. I'm pretty sure our listeners, Marielli and Boricua Storm, will have something to say about that.
Oh,
Especially
I'm pretty sure
Marielli.
you have.
That girl, I would not want to take her on in a knife fight. We've made jokes, and she scares the shit out of me.
Who doesn't scare the shit out of you?
Not many. She does. Nah, she's a regular listener. And she did... Oh, I almost forgot. I forgot to say something last week. 2 shows ago, we congratulated her and Boricua because he finally moved down to North Carolina. She wanted to thank us on that as well, so I forgot to bring that up. So
Very nice.
so she thanks us for the congrats, and we hope everything's going well down there. According to her, everything's going great, so look forward to them actually... Well, actually, I should say, when we've been playing some games, and she's playing with us, it'll be me and Nicola, and you can hear Bori talking in the background, and her just getting pissed and snapping back.
Oh, wow.
So, that's pretty funny. So it definitely seems like they're getting along well. We love you guys. But yeah, with Aion, I don't know. I personally have a lot of hopes for this game. It's been a long time since I've been like, holy shit, I gotta play this game, especially an MMO. I'm really anticipating this. I've seen the screenshots, I've seen the videos. I love the character designs. Very Korean style. But NCSoft is I believe a Korean company. But yeah, I think the game looks good, and it sounds like if they pull everything off, it's gonna have its own staying power. Do I think it's a WoW killer? No, and I don't think they're trying to. I don't think they've ever really tried to in their games, whether it was Lineage, Series, Guild Wars, or City of Heroes. They pretty much just come out and do their thing.
Yeah, that's the one thing I really like about them is like, all right, we're gonna do our own thing. Hopefully it works. If not, then we'll try the next thing. So I like how they're like trying to stay true to who they are and just go their own path instead of like, all right, we're gonna try to take as many WoW players as we can.
Yeah.
Just like, I don't know.
And I know with my new PC, I can't wait to see how great this game looks on it.
Yeah, I need to update my video card apparently.
Yeah,
So,
me too.
I can't wait to play this game on my new PC. It's gonna look gorgeous.
Oh, I bet.
Just so you know, under innovative PvPvE,
Yeah.
it says Aion introduces a new dynamic to MMOs by combining both PvP and PvE gameplay into an exciting new style. As player factions fight amongst themselves and against the AI-controlled Balor, enemies can become allies in a desperate fight for survival. That says nothing.
It does.
Well, I guess
Basically, if you're going against each other, but then the environment's kicking your ass, you
can join forces. Yeah, that does sound different though, because you can't do that in WoW at all.
Okay,
it's
but
essentially
seriously?
like if you're going against an enemy faction, you both can target the same AI controlled character, beat it down in case if there's like a boss or something like that, and then go back to kicking each other's ass after you
That's
defeated
awesome, in my opinion.
I want to be able to join up with the mob and kick the other guy's ass.
Maybe
when
you
can I
can.
do that?
I'm sure you can. If you see an environment kicking some guy's ass, I'm sure you can join right in.
That would be.
Yeah,
awesome.
I don't think it'll aggro on you if you're helping it out.
Yeah, but you better.
Well,
You might want to run as soon as you kill.
Actually,
Yeah.
actually, actually, it might after the fight, after you beat the enemy.
It'll automatically go, hey! You'll be like, oh shit.
Yeah, exactly. The AI will come and target you right afterwards.
Yeah, so you just got to get the guy real low, then run away.
Pretty much.
So when you're in the background just stabbing him in the back, then you're like, okay, he's low enough, run!
And stealth mode.
Yep, and that's usually me, so I hope they have a nice rogue class.
One other interesting fact I just looked up or whatever. City of Heroes has actually been running just a few months longer than World of Warcraft has.
Yeah, just
City of
about.
Heroes is still going.
Yeah.
So, I mean, NCSoft has
And they
even though they're not making a WoW killer, they definitely have product that is outlasting.
Yeah, and they, not to mention, they've now teamed up with Steam. I mean, like we said, Aion is on there, even with the collector's edition, where you get everything else for $10 less. But, which I think is BS. For $10 less, I should get a little more than just the, special in-game items. Just my opinion. But, no, they've added, all the Guild Wars, I can't even talk tonight. It's been a long weekend. The Lineage series and the City of Heroes and Villains, I mean, they've all been thrown onto Steam now, so players who love that shit can just get on Steam and play. I know there's a lot of Steam fans. Brian.
Two of them are here.
Yeah. Brian's a big one.
I'm a Steam fanboy. And just so you know, I can totally play this game. It's just gonna crawl. I'm just above the recommended requirements.
My old PC is. I'm so glad I built a new one.
Oh, actually, I can play this game too. Yes.
But yeah, so
I'm not gonna buy it, but you know.
I think we can all agree this game has a chance to be a little better than the rest. And I think we all agree that it's not trying to kill WoW, but trying
And
to...
as long as the customization thing is just something for the beta, which, I mean, it could just easily have been because they wanted to, like I said, it was a stress test, so they probably just wanted people to pump out characters onto the system to see if their servers will handle, so... But that right now is really the only thing that I could see that would harm it in any instance. Is its customization is nowhere near what they're hyping.
Yeah, but it's still better than WoW, so...
Yeah.
But yeah, I honestly, I don't think it's going to be a dud. NCSoft seems to make solid MMOs. They may not always be the biggest and the best, but they make solid MMOs that get a good following. So I personally don't think it's going to be a flop. I think it's going to be a solid, if not probably their best title to date. If they pull it off, especially. But I don't see them failing.
No.
I think they'll get their own, it'll be in its own world, have its own fans.
Which is really what MMOs should go for to begin with. That should be their goal. You know?
Yeah.
For some odd reason, I have the impression that some of them think that this it goes like, okay, we're going to try our own thing, and then later on they find out, okay, we want to take the wild card away. Which is like...
Well, I think a lot of companies do that to them. The parent companies tend to push them more than anything. I don't think it comes down to the people creating the game. I think there's always that somebody high up's like, we got to be the WoW killer. I mean, that's what happens when somebody in a corporate world doesn't fully understand the gaming world. That you can't always be something to kill. Look at, not to bring up Saints Row, but look at that compared to GTA. It said, okay, GTA does this, we're just going to do this, and it worked. They went the opposite and made it completely over the top. And it worked. I mean, sometimes you just gotta be like, fuck it, we can't beat them, so we're just gonna take it in a different direction and join them. And I think NCSoft has the title to do that right now.
We shall see.
I'll let everybody know next month. Believe it comes out September 22nd.
Right now it's slated, September 22nd for North America.
So I'll have it that week.
See, I'm debating whether or not to get it because the Star Wars MMO is coming out,
Yeah.
and I'm definitely gonna get that, and then after BlizzCon, I'm not sure if I'm gonna pick up my WoW account again. So I'm like, oh man, I'm not gonna have the money to pay all these games.
Pay a lifetime fee.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll come out with a lifetime fee, and if it's good that first month and I'm really enjoying it, I'll probably give it 2 months and then pay for it. That means I gotta sell a lot of games, though, because I know I'm not gonna have time to play a lot of my backlog.
Yeah, there's a lot of MMOs that I'm really interested in and I want to get, but it's like I'm just glad that all these MMOs give you that month free. So I'm glad that way. So I'm like, okay, you try the game for a month for free.
Well,
you don't like it, then
most give you 10 to 14 days as a trial anyway.
Yeah, before you even pick up the software.
The problem is now a lot of places are doing the whole, I had to wait 4 months till I could play Warhammer Online for free to do the free trial thing.
Yeah.
They want you to buy it up front and figure out that it sucks.
It does. It was horrible. I thought the game mechanic was just awful.
Yeah, I think everybody I know that hopped over onto the Warhammer wagon jumped right back into World of Warcraft or whatever other MMO they were playing before that.
Yeah, it was all right, but that's about as far as I would.
Yeah.
Oh man, you're sugarcoating it, and it was bad.
Oh, come on! I mean, there was some that had its moments.
No, it didn't. No, okay. The only good part of that was when you get the quest, like the daily quest for the team up missions or whatnot. I mean, that was probably the only cool part of it about the whole entire game. But other than that, the whole game blew.
Yeah, I mean, the one part about where you go into an area and everyone's doing the group quest thing, and you just join in. That's really cool. The rest, the RVR mechanic was just terrible. That was horrible. So,
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking that's it for our show this week. We could keep
we
going
can just keep here, exactly. Keep ragging on all these other MMOs.
That's what I was like. That's a whole nother discussion.
We can go for another hour. Just keep ragging on it. We could bring up how bad Age of Conan was.
We'll
Oh god! Don't even get me started.
Rasa.
We'll save that for later. We don't need to get into discussions of all that. But
there you go. Let's have an RIP MMO show.
Oh god.
All the MMOs that have died.
Oh lord. But David, we thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Real quick, do you want to tell everybody how they can find you, whether it's Twitter, Pwned, or whatnot?
Pretty much either Hades or the real Hades. On Pwned, it's Hades. Twitter, my Xbox, PS3, it's all the real Hades. MySpace, Facebook, all the same thing. So essentially do a Google search and I'll be one of the first people that pop up under Hades outside of the actual mythology.
Yeah. Ben, how can they find you?
Pwn.com and twitter.com/church4252.
Brian.
Same both of those except with Quiglin.
And everywhere I am G Nitro. Alright, don't forget to review and rate us on iTunes. I don't know if Zoom Marketplace has it, but if they do, review and rate us there as well. And we will catch y'all next week. We are out. Peace.
Later.
Love, peace, and chicken grease.